again, it's so contrived because the way that he wins, these aliens are supposed to be these ground combat things, and they're fighting with their hands. They don't have any weapons. They have these claws, and then
they don't have any armor. Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, well, so they got to be able to handle themselves to some extent, right? No, this thing just sits there and gets beat up by this bat. Yeah. And then it falls over, and then these glasses of water drip over, and it treats it like acid. It's like,
right.
Okay, so the one house that she just happens to never finish a glass of water is where he picks a fight.
Well, and I also don't like that because if the whole purpose was to have him finish his narrative arc by beating something with a ball bat,
right?
He doesn't even get to do that because the water does it for him. So it's like a squirt gun would have been a way more effective strategy.
Yeah, everybody get some super soakers. We're about to win this war. It's so stupid.
Well, and this is the other. So that's why that.
What would have been better before you consider. What would have been better is if Joaquin Phoenix had beaten someone to death with a bat before. So he didn't want to pick up a bat, but then he has the opportunity. That's when he's like, swing away. So he gets to beat something to death that's not a human. It's like tormenting him the whole movie. And then he's like, I'm going to redeem myself.
Yeah, he gets early parole because of the circumstances or whatever. And so, that would actually make sense.
It would. It would have been a stupid thing to do,
but his brother is a Catholic and a priest,
right?
So he's
why would you beat something like that to death?
And then, then they could. So you could theoretically use that. It could work because he would have given into
Shyamalan.
like the temptations of sin or like anger or whatever, and he was just like,
you should just have scenes where he's like looking at the bat and it's like talking to him, or he's like feeling the urge.
I wouldn't go that
far.
I
need to hit someone.
No, it just needs to be. It just needs to be a circumstance in which he killed somebody in some kind of violent rage, I guess. And then Mel Gibson's character is trying to have him come back down and repent, and he does that, but it's tense and he doesn't almost want to.
Sure.
Right? Because the reason he killed this person was because that person killed his wife or something like that. Whatever.
Looked at him wrong.
Yeah, no, it needs to be something dramatic. It needs
to disrespect my back.
Valid.
It's just
he put tomatoes on his burger when he said no tomatoes. It needs to be
sin, cardinal sin. No, this is Negan's backstory.
Oh,
yeah, it's Lucille.
It's Lucille.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I'm done.
Okay, but then what you could do is you can't use the bat. Okay, the bat is a one-time deal. So do you want your bat at the end of the movie or do you want it beforehand? One or the other. So he could kill the guy at the beginning with a crowbar, and then you can use the bat at the end. Okay. And you can't say swing away.
Yeah,
don't say that. Because
why would you have the bat used to kill someone in a shrine on the fireplace?
Right. That's stupid.
That's my.
And you don't want to draw. You don't want to draw attention that you are making a comparison because it's not very good. What you want to do is keep it focused on his character development. So his character is like, okay, well, this is circumstances where it is justified to beat this thing to death,
right?
Because it's an alien and it's abducting your nephew. So step up. And so you could do it that way. And then he could be somewhat resistant, but then it's he kind of just lets himself loose or whatever. This is a somewhat salvageable way to get it across. But the fundamental problem is that the water and the ball bat is these are silly. It's silly solutions
really
to
dumb.
It. It's just the actual content of it can only look so dramatic. It's not going to work.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at Negan. Negan's a great example. He's terrifying.
Yeah,
he is a horrifying individual, and he's got the ball bat, but it's not quite the same. He just seems like he's a little bit off his rocker, and he has so much control that nobody is able to question or criticize him in any way. So the fact that he has this spiked baseball bat is sort of I don't want to get hit with that thing, especially because they deliver on it and he beats characters to death with it. And then you're like, oh, gosh.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that one's
That's
just
making drama out of a ball bat. This is not.
I still like the idea of the bat like talking to him, and he has to resist the urge to beat people, and then he finally has an outlet.
You want to.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been so long.
Get away!
Since you've tasted the blood. He's like a Jekyll and Hyde.
Come back. Come back to us, Meryl. We miss you.
Number 43. That was our number.
It's the one.
43. Or whatever. He's got his jersey.
Right. Yeah, that's hanging up there covered in blood. Yeah.